I had nobody again to talk to, but the times now were even deeper than they ever were in my life.
Little Miss Karma has caught up with Kevin Hunter, and it's coming at him hard because he is now broke, homeless, in debt, in need of surgery, and also single because his fiancee has allegedly walked out on him and is planning to drag him to court for child support for their daughter. Sharina is out to ruin what's left of Kevin's already miserable life, and she's not even trying to hide it. According to sources, Kevin is a hot stinking mess, and he wishes he had never cheated on her in the first place and regrets falling for Sharina's ways. Child, the tea is hot, and I'm here to spill all of it, so let's get into it.
Especially because I knew that Kevin was cheating on me at that time. I mean, Kevin is a serial cheat. You know, this girl who had his baby is not the only one.
Chill. If you are Kevin Hunter, then your life is a hot mess right now, and your baby mama doesn't want anything to do with you. In just the span of 6 months, Kevin has gone from living a lavish lifestyle in a $1 million mansion to getting cut off from Wendy's payroll to getting dumped by Sharina to getting sick, drowning in debt from credit cards, paying his house on sale, and now getting sued by Sharina for not paying child support. There was a little bit of shock to people because Kevin has been swearing up and down that Sharina was his ride or die. He literally screwed Wendy over and destroyed his whole family so that he could be with Sharina. And for those of y'all who are a little confused on how things got this ugly, let me just give you a little rundown. So Sharina and Kevin started hooking up back in about 2007 while he was still married to Wendy. Sharina was basically a nobody back then with no job and no income until she met Kevin at the club.
She was one of these, less than smart women who moved to the big city with bright lights, and she wanted to be a model. And so you know how the girls with the sparkler champagne bottles at the club, they get people to spend more money, they dress scantily clad and things like that.
So once they started seeing each other, Kevin started to throw a lot of money on Sharina. Like, for example, he spent over $700K on a house for her just 9 miles from where Wendy lived.
And I read about it in the blogs and the tabloids, the address of this place that he had purchased to share with this backwoods 9 miles from my house in Livingston. I went to the house, a beautiful house with a 3-car garage. I was cupping my eyes at every window. Oh, okay, not my house. But this is a good come up for a 32-year-old woman. Pulled out my spray paint and I spray painted Kevin and Wendy forever.
He was clearly trying to taunt Wendy. He also spent millions of dollars to help Sharina set up a business, all of which failed terribly. Kevin even put her through school to be a massage therapist, opened a kiosk for her at a mall in North Carolina, and helped her open a jewelry and clothing line called Vish. He then helped her get registered as a real estate agent and spent a couple more thousands to help her open a vegan business. Kevin himself also opened up a barbershop, which very much failed. Now, mind you, Wendy's coins were used to finance all of those flopped businesses. So I'd be mad too if I was Wendy. It was also reported that Wendy knew Kevin was having an affair, but she allowed him on the condition that he would not impregnate her, since that would be a major hit on her public image. But Kevin did exactly that and had a child with Sharina. He went on to hide the child from Wendy, spending all of her money on Sharina and this kid. Now, right after Wendy caught him, she divorced him and fired him from the Wendy Williams show.
Or him having this side girl for almost 15 years of our marriage. I've known about her almost since the beginning. I've known that Kevin is a serial cheat. The first time I found out was while I was pregnant with our son on bed rest.
But for a man who is now broke and jobless with a high maintenance baby mama and a daughter to care for, Kevin made no effort to find another job because he knew exactly how to force Wendy into paying him alimony, which he and Sharina were living very lavish off of. Now, it's unclear how much the alimony was, but judging from the fact that it was enough to make Kevin and Sharina live lavish, lavishly without having to work a job just means it was a lot of money. But Wendy snatched all of that right from them when she stopped sending them alimony payments. See, there was a clause in their divorce settlement that she was not required to pay him any more money if she stopped working on the Wendy Williams show. According to court documents, if for any reason Wendy's contract with the talk show WW is not renewed and or is otherwise suspended, canceled, or terminated, and plaintiff does not have any other television show being aired and paying her an equivalent salary, Kevin understands and agrees that all severance payment shall be subject to either termination or modification. But I guess Kevin forgot to read this clause because he had the audacity to drag Wendy to court for being behind on her alimony payments. Now, he said the payments from Wendy were his only source of income and he had nothing left to keep himself afloat. In court documents obtained by the U.S. Sun, he was quoted saying, "I have fallen behind on most of my bills. I currently live in a community that requires payments to the Homeowners Association, and I'm behind on that bill. If the Homeowners Association fees are not paid, foreclosure will soon follow." He also added, "My car insurance has not been paid as a result of not receiving monthly severance payments. I'm behind on credit card payments because I have no money since the payments were suspended. My life has been greatly affected since Wendy stopped making payments under our settlement agreement. Baby, Kevin is honestly one of the most unserious and delusional people I've seen in my entire life. I mean, he didn't think to invest or save any of this money he was getting from Wendy. He really thought he hit the jackpot, and Wendy was gonna keep just throwing money and alimony checks forever. It was also around this time that rumors started making rounds about Sharina dumping Kevin's broke ass and moving back in with her mom. Sharina even deleted all pictures of him from her social media, unfollowed him, and she even set her IG to private. To make things worse, Kevin put up the house he bought for Sharina on sale for $1.2 million. He's currently being sued by US Bank for failing to make payments on his credit card debts worth up to over 5 figures. Kevin is a mess, and Wendy is not feeling sorry for him. In fact, a source told OK Magazine that Wendy had been smiling since she heard the news of Kevin finally meeting his karma for all that he put her through. But while Wendy's over there smiling and finally getting her lick back after all the embarrassment, Kevin's problems just got a whole lot worse because the streets are saying that Sharina is planning to drag him to court for child support payments. Now, honestly, this makes sense because Kevin has no job and no other source of income. He had a barbershop, but that kind of failed. So Sharina is carrying all the responsibilities of their daughter by herself with no help from Kevin. And baby, it looks like Sharina has no pity for him and plans to sue the life out of him until she gets all his coins. But it's kind of crazy to think that this is the woman that Kevin shamelessly broke his family for. It's clear as day that she never loved him and was just there for his money. People feel no sympathy for Kevin and Sharina and took to social media to drag him for doing Wendy so dirty. Like this person who said, "I don't feel bad for him or the mistress. They didn't give a damn about Wendy, so all was well for them. I hope Wendy heals physically and spiritually." Another person said, "OMG, she's got some nerve. She should have been thinking about how she didn't need to go after and have a kid with a married man. Unbelievable. She's getting everything she deserves. A big fat slice of
what goes around comes around."
But now I want to know your thoughts. How do you feel about Sharina suing Kevin's trifling ass after spending all of his money? And what do you think about Wendy celebrating Kevin's downfall? As usual, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below, and don't forget to click here to watch this other messy video.